Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Color X Malice. We're on Takeru Sasazuka's route. We've earned a few treats from him, but we are still... Well, actually, we've kind of moved up from Baka, or I guess you could say down, depending on how you look at it. From Baka Neko to Baka Inu. So now we are Stupid Dog and it gives us treats. So let us progress. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
We have to toe the line with how forcefully we can pursue past suspects. If we could at least learn more about the current investigation, we could focus on our search better.
Is that a hint?
Even then, we'd just be wasting our time, unless we can punch a hole in their alibi.
The inside of the agency went dead silent. Not a single solution came up. The heavy silence hurt my heart. I don't want there to be any more victims, so how can I possibly stop that? Sasazuka was the one who broke the silence.
Well, it seems that's enough for today. Yeah, I'll organize the incidents on my own. Share any progress you make, okay? I'll continue work on the September case. It's the only thing I'm interested in.
Then we'll...
It feels like if the current suspect they have is the actual perp, we also see August's automatically. That's the area we can't reach yet. We have to approach this from a different angle.
Yeah. Even Sasazuka's sharp tongue was reduced to only providing vague directions for the moment. Today's meeting was adjourned without being able to determine any clear direction to proceed.
Wait.
Just as I stepped out of the agency, he stopped me from behind. Is something wrong, Sasazuka?
I'm hungry.
Why is that my problem? Huh?
Food, come on.
What, you expect me to treat you? As soon as he said that, he started walking. It looks like I didn't have any say in the matter. I mean, it's not like I don't want to, but... Hold on, I'm coming.
Hurry up, dumb cat.
Jeez, stop calling me that! You could ask, you know. He really can't speak his feelings, I thought as I ran after him. December 9th, 2:03. When we reached the busy streets, Sasazuka's feet finally came to a halt.
What do you want to eat?
Wow, he's actually asking. I responded to his question with a blank stare. I had assumed he was going to just choose a restaurant he wanted to eat at. Anything's fine. As I said that, Sasazuka knit a brow in an obviously irritated manner.
Don't you have any free will? I'm going out of my way to cater to you.
I'm not really a picky eater, so I'm fine with whatever you want to eat.
You decide.
I'm afraid you're going to make fun of my decision. But Sasazuka, you seem to have a lot of particular likes and dislikes. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't help but be indecisive when I thought about Sasazuka's unexpected culinary landmines, like the matcha donut. But Sasazuka was very insistent that I make a decision.
Just pick something. 5 seconds. 5, 4.
That place over there. Was that totally random? Ah, the good old bar where Saiki and I drink. Where everybody drinks. After we entered and were led to our seats, the silence between us continued for a while. I couldn't endure the awkwardness any longer, so I courageously tried to break the silence. A 24-hour izakaya? It's pretty convenient, isn't it?
This place doesn't have any sense of aesthetics.
So what? It's about the food, not the decoration. But this place is pretty good.
This doesn't seem like a place a woman would pick.
Sometimes I go drinking with my academy pal.
Okay.
Sorry. You're the one who let me pick. I tried to follow up, but I couldn't help but feel that I was digging myself a deeper hole. Just wait until you actually get the food. Although I was forced to decide suddenly, I felt like I completely botched the restaurant choice. This just happened to be the first place that I saw. Apparently, I was weak against his deadlines. Traumatized was probably a better word.
Well, it's fine. I just need some food. Welcome! Can I get your drink orders first? Cassis, orange.
I want want an oolong.
Eh?
I want a beer.
One Cassis orange and one draft beer. Okay. I'll be back in a moment.
Why did I switch just because he gave me an eh? I feel kind of guilty for drinking alcohol while the sun's still up.
What?
Is it okay to be drinking this early?
Why wouldn't it? Aren't you off duty?
Well, I am, but you're...
There isn't anything that can be done right now. Drinking isn't an issue.
The situation is pretty dire then. I took the menu without thinking and opened it up towards Sasazuka. What should we get to eat? There's a lot of Japanese-style food here, so tell me if there's something you don't like.
I see. What do you recommend?
Huh? Any of the grilled chicken skewers are pretty good. Also, the omelet and boiled eggplant. I always get the small fish and radish salad.
Then order all that and the assorted skewers. Oh, I don't want liver, so you eat it.
You don't like liver?
I don't hate it. I'm just not fond of it. Also, the spring rolls, salt yakisoba, buta kakuni, French fries, fried oysters.
You eat that much?
It's a normal amount. I'll add more if I'm hungry.
He looks skinny, but he's still a guy. I masked my surprise and pressed the call server button. Man, he should be like one of those competitive eaters or something. Why is there no skin on your bones if you eat that much, boy? That reminds me, I heard that you go drinking with Sakuragawa sometimes. Which kind of places do you go drinking at? I asked as I ate a chicken skewer, and Sasazuka replied through a mouthful of fries.
Everywhere I go with her is meat-related. Whether it's steak, shabu-shabu, yakiniku, it's always some kind of meat.
She must really like meat. Yeah, we've established that.
Watching her eat will make you feel full. But I feel comfortable with her direct nature.
I think I sort of understand. She's a really frank person. She told me how you two met. Seems like your first meeting left quite an impression on her.
Oh, that.
It seemed as though he was remembering something he'd rather not. He chugged a second drink, a screwdriver, and sighed.
I was irritated because the investigation had stalled because of bureaucratic bullcrap. That's what annoys me most about Japan.
You used to live in the US, right? Is life over there really that different?
They leave you to fend for yourself a lot there, so maybe it suited me better. Some parts are annoying in their own way, especially school. Cliques are asinine. I just dropped out of school.
What? You dropped out?
Yeah, I was 14. Asians face a lot of discrimination there. I was getting sick of dealing with it.
He tells this pretty casually, but that seems like a pretty big deal. I cut the tamagoyaki to let it cool off a bit. Sasazuka laughed devilishly as he saw me trying to figure out how to react.
Just so you know, I could hold my own there. I even started a business, got into stocks.
Started a business?
Yup, had an important business going. Though I got bored after 3 years. My dad was doing IT-related work, and I'd learned about it since I was a kid. That's also when I took up hacking.
That world was completely foreign to me. Wow, that's amazing.
I'm just living the way that suits me. In Japan, you're stigmatized without a degree, yes?
That's true, but being able to support yourself at such a young age is pretty amazing, I think.
Okay, flattery isn't going to get you anything.
I'm just speaking my mind.
Just eat this liver for now.
You just shut me up with liver? Enough with the feeding me already! I sighed and reluctantly accepted the skewered liver. He could be an amazing person, scary or mean. You needed to be careful around Sasazuka. You know, hearing what you had to say earlier, it seems really odd that you became a police officer in Japan. Did something cause you to come back to Japan?
Not really. I just felt like it.
But you're the one who decided that you should become a police officer, right?
Are you investigating me or something?
What?
Who cares about something like that?
Me, I need to learn about my partner. I was puzzled by Sasazuka's suddenly icy demeanor. Was it something I shouldn't have asked? In response to the awkward silence, changed the subject. Forget I asked about that. It's a subject for another day. No, I came up with a subject after a while. Oh, do you think that I'd be able to hack? Are you kidding me? That's not something just anybody can do.
Huh?
That face. Sasazuka looked surprised. I was aware that I said something insane, but I needed to change the subject. I'm not too familiar with that sort of thing, but maybe I could help with that a bit. He erupted with laughter, with a look on his face that was obviously mocking me.
I don't need help, but also that's impossible.
But if you taught me, I could help with some of it at least.
Master C at least, and then you can come back and ask me this again.
See? Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Maybe I should have just told you to start over from kindergarten.
Kindergarten?
Preschool.
Oh, is that not a word they use in Japan typically? I think you're going a bit too far. Afterwards, Sasazuka boosted his spirits by completing the goal of eating each dessert on the menu. I felt way beyond stuffed from watching him plow through dessert after dessert. And that was it for our meal. Then, I can only imagine how much this meal cost. Once I went outside, the sun was about to set. I averted my gaze from the bright sunset, looked at Sasazuka and bowed my head. Thank you for the food. I'll repay you some other time.
It's fine. There's no way I'd let someone younger, much less a younger woman, pay for my meal.
I didn't actually think that he thought of things like that. That's unexpected. And just when my opinion of him had arisen, he knocks it back down.
But that doesn't mean I'll walk you home. Go home on your own.
I'll get home just fine. I don't need a peon like you walking me home. He just ruined everything by opening his mouth. As I pouted and looked away, what I saw directly in front of me was... What? My eyes went wide. Kazuki!
Huh? What?
Oh, sorry. My little brother is over there.
Little brother? Which one?
The one that looks like me. Those two over there. The one with the guitar is my brother.
Eh?
Huh? Is something wrong? Sasazuka's expression immediately stiffened when he looked in that direction. Oh, he's just recognizing Akito. But the light the two of them were waiting on had turned green and... Ah! Sorry, Sasazuka. I'm going to go get my little brother. Today I must get him to come back home.
Wait.
Huh? Simultaneously, he grabbed me by the arm.
Don't go over there.
What? Look, you don't understand.
Just listen to me. Send a text instead. Ask, where are you right now?
What is this about? I didn't want to waste any time arguing, so I sent a text to Kazuki. Where are you right now? I saw Kazuki, who was just about to begin walking, take out his cell phone. Once he saw the screen, he looked annoyed, of course. I saw it all the time, but it's still jarring. A response arrived.
Akito's house. I'm staying over.
No, this can't be. Why am I so shocked? Kazuki and Akito seemed to be discussing something, and they began walking. Stunned, I watched their figures disappear into the distance. Maybe he'd been lying yesterday, and the day before that too. How do you know he's not heading to Akito's house right now? So, where'd he go? And what's he been doing? With a city like this, another incident could happen at any time. Huh? Sasazuka tugged the arm he was still holding, and I turned around to follow. Sasazuka wore a stern look on his face.
I changed my mind. I'll walk you back home.
What? As I was still befuddled, Sasazuka held up his hand and summoned a taxi. I feel like you should be telling me something, Sasazuka. Something's up with my brother. Reluctantly, I got into the car and gave the driver my address at Sasazuka's urging. And shouldn't he be asking me some questions too, maybe? He only stared at the view outside the window, as if he was glaring at it, and didn't utter a single word. December 9th, 4:24. Thank you very much. I exited the taxi first, and after thanking Sasazuka, who was still inside, he also exited the car for some reason. What? Why? As I was still confused, the taxi closed its door and sped off.
What's your house number?
Huh?
Hurry up and lead the way.
Yes, sir. After that, he headed into the complex, and I quickened my pace to get ahead of him. As I unlocked and opened the door, Sasazuka immediately entered, and the first words that came out of his mouth were,
Your little brother's room, where is it?
I had a feeling he'd want to search. Kazuki's room? Why?
Just tell me where it is.
I promised that I'd never enter his room without permission.
As long as he doesn't find out, it'll be fine. Besides, he's not coming back tonight, right?
Explain yourself now! I should have the right to know this. Just because he was my partner didn't mean that I needed to allow him to do everything, and he still doesn't even accept me as his partner yet. Once he saw that I wasn't about to budge, Sasazuka clicked his tongue. Explain it to me, please.
The guy that was with your little brother.
Akito? What about him?
Akito Sera. He was one of the suspects in the June incident.
Akito was? But...
I even saw his picture on the suspect list. I'm positive.
My brain refused to process this information.
Although, because of the school festival a few days prior to the June incident, many people were going in and out. That made the suspect pool exceptionally large, but Akito Sera was spotlighted as someone who was especially suspicious. They chose not to arrest him because he was still a minor, and because he had a perfect alibi.
A perfect alibi? That would normally make me feel relieved, but it does the exact opposite. Substitute murder. So long as that was a possibility, a perfect alibi made him look even more suspicious. As I stood frozen from shock, Sasazuka began to talk.
So now you know. Tell me where your little brother's room is, or else I'll just search the house anyway.
I nodded awkwardly and led Sasazuka to Kazuki's room. I hadn't been inside this room for a while. It was a typical boys' room in a state of moderate disarray. I apologize for the mess.
It's fine. Anyways, help out. Let's look for anything that could shed light on the relationship with Akito or the case.
Alright. Something like that won't be found. Kazuki's not tied to the incidents in any way. As I repeated that in my head, I looked around the room. Let's see. We have to search everything twice. Darn it. Alright. So corkboard. The corkboard on the top of the desk had a calendar. Starting this month, many more things had been written on the calendar. Rehearsal, meeting, go to the studio, rec. I guess that's record.
Is your little brother in a band or something?
He plays the guitar sometimes, but I never heard anything about him being in a band.
Maybe he just kept it quiet.
Maybe that's all this is. I hadn't had a proper conversation with Kazuki in quite a while. I felt awful that I didn't know a bit about my little brother's daily life. And check that again.
Hey, take a look over here.
Huh? I look at where Sasazuka was pointing. December 9th. Written on today's date, it said, concert. The writing was bigger than all the others, and there was even a star. Let's go to Kazuki's concert! Does that mean that Kazuki's about to have a concert?
Don't say it like it doesn't concern you. This is fine for now.
Yes. Calendar added to the materials. Now let's see. His computer, desk. As I scanned the top of his desk, a pink envelope caught my attention. Atop the simple desk, this letter stood in contrast to its surroundings. Is it a love letter, maybe? Is it from Hana?
Read it.
What? Isn't that going too far?
Just put it back like you found it, and it's fine.
I muttered an apology to Kazuki in my head and took the letter out of the envelope.
Is this a fan letter?
Yes. Well, it's signed Hana at the bottom. Things like, "You're great on guitar, you have a great future ahead, I'm cheering for you," and so on were written very meticulously. It doesn't feel like this is being written about Kazuki. What's written here describes a Kazuki that I don't know.
The sender's name is Hana. Is that a handle or something? It's not a real name.
How do you know?
Why are you reading it so thoroughly? Is there something interesting written in it?
No, it's not that. Then what is it? It's the fact that it's a side of him we didn't know at all.
What language is this anyway? I can hardly read any of it. Is it code?
Gyarumoji. Yeah, it's probably gal scrawl.
This makes no sense whatsoever. You don't write things like this, do you?
No, I think writing like that at my age is pretty embarrassing.
Well, I think we're done here for now.
Okay. Fan mail's been added to materials. Something on the floor. What's this? Darkness consumes my world every day. I won't let anyone get in my way. My dream world, I'm almost there. Just a bit more and I won't care. Sounds like lyrics. Sasazuka, who's been reading over my shoulder, let out a disgusted scoff.
Pretty typical.
Are these lyrics or something?
I had to say, it could also sound like a message from an Adonis sympathizer.
That can't...
We're just talking about possibilities.
Take a closer look. And we will take another look. Reject the adults and their selfish agenda. You don't care, don't even pretend to. Adults, who needs them? I just want freedom. This is probably his rebellious phase.
It'll be part of his humiliating past soon.
If you can, please just forget this. For Kazuki's honor, I pretend not to see that note. Oh, for his honor. And last thing I think should be the steel rack. Strewn about the components on top of the rack was a number of CDs. I looked closer and saw that the covers all had the same person on them. If someone as ignorant about music as me felt like I'd seen the musician before, that guy must be pretty famous. I wonder if Kazuki is a fan of theirs. Wait, if he hasn't debuted yet, why does he have so many CDs?
Hey, let me take a look at that.
Huh? It's just a CD, but... After I handed it to him, Sasazuka looked at it and made a sour look.
Yasuhiro Ishiki, huh?
Is he someone famous?
He might be someone big in the music world, but I know about him from something else. He was also one of the suspects. He was mistakenly arrested in the past.
Huh?
Because it happened right before his band was making their major debut. It was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I just remembered that. Gaimu. The corpse dream's dream becomes a corpse. Pun headlines like that dominated the papers. Their lead vocalist, Yasuhiro Ishiki, shoved a man who was harassing him onto the train tracks, killing them. Another man who had been there was also trying to de-escalate the situation, but he was falsely arrested as well. Only after the testimony of many eyewitnesses were heard did the incident finally get cleared up. It was not murder, but an accident. Ishiki was proven innocent, but the arrest submarined his career. His dreams of music stardom were dead and buried.
They started calling him the tragic vocalist. I heard his band, I think it was Gaimu, broke up because of that incident. It isn't a stretch to say his life was ruined. He must really hate the police.
I think Kazuki was listening to his CD simply because he liked their music. To be related to a person like that is... Mistaken arrest added to materials? I need to look at that twice, okay?
Here, take a closer look.
Huh? Sasazuka opened the CD case and handed it to me. Ah.
An autograph to your little brother. It even has a card with his contact info. He's at least an acquaintance.
That's...
Now we have to figure out if it's a coincidence that there are 2 X-Day suspects palling around.
I'm sure it'll be a coincidence. Actually 3. They don't know about the 3rd one. I knew if he said that I was just lying to myself, I'd have no comeback, but Sasazuka just kept quiet.
Anyways, you should copy down this contact information.
Yes. My hands were slow to enter the information. Yasuhiro Ishiki's CD added. After we'd investigated most of the items here, I was pretty much shell-shocked. I really didn't know anything at all. The kind of people Kazuki hung out with, how he spent his time. I even thought that his guitar playing was just a little hobby or something. I couldn't stop shaking.
Hoshino, get your head together.
Sasazuka, it was so scary that I couldn't take it. What should I... If something happened to Kazuki... If Kazuki... If he's tied to the incidents... Kazuki will... Right as I was about to fall to my knees... Oh. He cares.
Calm down.
I was clinging onto his arm without thinking.
We don't know anything for certain yet. That's why we're investigating.
His quiet voice filled my ear.
Just calm down.
He put my head on his shoulder and patted me.
You have to stay calm through this.
He patted me to help me keep calm. But... Tears started flowing like a deluge. My voice cracked as I sobbed. If he was involved in the incidents, then
what are you going to do?
The words pierced right into my heart.
Will you ignore it because you love your brother?
My head froze immediately.
If he was connected to X-Day somehow, would you ignore it instead of doing your duty? The simplest thing would be to wait until they cause their next incident.
What? Even if we were trying to get to Adonis, to just allow another victim to die is... I'm the worst. I didn't have the right to rebuke Shiraishi. As that thought ran through my head, Sasazuka quietly asked,
As an older sister, as a police officer, what can you do right now?
My brain was running in circles, and I couldn't find the right words to say. But this time, Sasazuka quietly and patiently waited for me to compose my thoughts. I nervously racked my brain for an answer, even though I didn't have a time limit. I'll investigate, I said, as if trying to squeeze the words out. I'll investigate thoroughly in order to find concrete proof that Kazuki's not involved. And if he is involved, so I can be prepared to stop him no matter what.
Well said.
Are you proud of me? He voiced that sentiment with a small chuckle that tickled my ears.
If you decided otherwise, then you would have been disqualified as my partner on day 1.
Although his brusque way of phrasing things hadn't changed, I felt pretty kind now.
There's nothing I can do to help either, so hurry up and get your mind right.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'll just stay like this for a little bit longer.
Sasazuka continued to not mind my clinging to his jacket, and didn't have an unkind comment about it. That was my only relief. Aw, who'd have thought he'd be this supportive this early on? Later on, Sasazuka looked up the concert information and even got me tickets. I guess it's not sold out this time. Apparently, the show was tonight at 7. I have to get a hold of myself. I quickly took a peek at Sasazuka as they sat next to me. Everything will be fine. I was worried about Kazuki, but nothing would come of grieving right now. I trusted him. He wasn't the type who would commit crimes. I knew that better than anyone. Besides, I've got a reliable partner pitching in. He said that he'll help out also. Then all I could do was do my best as well, to prove Kazuki's innocence. It'll all be fine, I'm sure. Words spoken aloud will definitely come true. I began to rely on Sasazuka wholeheartedly, since he had somehow inspired me to believe that way. Man, there were a lot of errors in those sentences I had to correct there. December 9th, 6:30 p.m., half hour before the concert. Whoa!
It's really loud.
That's concerts for ya. There was a throng of people in front of the concert club. Many girls were decked out in gaudy fashion. Those girls must have been groupies. I guess Hana's here somewhere. Sasazuka, don't we stand out?
Act natural. You stand out more if you're nervous about it.
Okay. Despite his instruction, I was unable to adapt to the atmosphere, and I was looking around. Then... Did you hear the rumor this might be Hiro's last solo concert? Oh? Huh? They're going to start a new band? Yeah. There's going to be a supporting member tonight, right? What's his name? The guitarist? It's Kazuki! Huh? My shoulders seized up as I suddenly heard Kazuki's name mentioned. Hiro thinks he has talent. He must be good. It's so exciting. What? You talked to him, Hana? Hana? She's the girl from the letter? I thought Hana was a fairly common name in Japan. I mean, I guess I'm wrong. They use it in anime a lot. Yeah, I was at the bar as usual and bingo, although we didn't really pay attention again. But, when I talked to him about Kazuki, Hiro got all excited. It's rare that Hiro would talk someone up himself. I wonder if tonight's concert is actually going to be the big debut for Kazuki. Hiro playing solo is fine, but he's much more suited to playing in a band. Kazuki also has a promising future. I even got his email address already. Huh? You're buying unripe rice. You go, Hana. Unripe rice. Pero, if you want to chase after Hiro, it's good to have a lot of connections to him. That's true. All the original Gaimu members seem like traitors, and they don't have the flair. Maybe I need a new connection too. Stop talking with all those guys, betraying Hiro and then trying to get close to his fans now? No way, man. Kazuki, you're so good, so innocent. You get red so quickly once I get a little close to you. Seriously? That innocent feeling is so nice. Maybe I'll catch him if I focus on him now. Whoa there, you're moving a little too fast. But Hiro is my real number one.
Hey, you should stop making that look.
And what kind of look am I making?
The look of intent to arrest a bunch of girls.
But they're talking about using my little brother. Once he said that, I abruptly covered my face and took a deep breath. Next time I see Kazuki, we'll have a talk about the type of people he needs to look out for.
We're about to open up the doors. Please form an orderly line, everyone. Come on, let's go.
And we'll go in the next episode, because we gotta end that one here. But aw, Takeru finally showed a human side of himself in this episode. Definitely interested in seeing where things go with, us dealing with Kazuki's band thing in here early, since, we're actually kind of talking about all the people in here, so I guess we're going to focus on that band, the music scene a lot for a little while in here. I know there's a couple characters we haven't really dealt with still on the Adonis side, so we definitely have to deal with those in this route. Well, anyway, hope to see you in the next episode or some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.